Hey, Cozy Gang. In this final episode of Irene's Rags to Riches journey, we're doing things a little differently. You'll first see a relaxing time lapse showcasing how her empire grew over time, from her very first hustle to a full blown business success. After that, we'll wrap it up by breaking down the exact strategy. Big Ambitions episode, let's break down Irene's strategy and how she went from cashier to business mogul in the city. To kick things off, Irene started small, working as a cashier at El Gato Grocery. She kept her expenses low and hustled until she saved up $3,000. That was enough to rent her first building and launch her first business, a cozy little coffee shop where the primary product was a croissant. One of the key strategies was product selection. I always check the Market Insider to find high demand, low cost items, starting with croissants. We expanded to donuts, chicken kebabs, ice cream, and pizza, all high demand items with very few providers. This gave us a competitive edge and helped boost profits from just a few $100s a day to well into the thousands. You might have noticed too that in one of the clips that we rebranded the coffee shop. We went from the bakery to BQT. That name better reflected the variety we offered, from breakfast pastries to full lunch and dinner options. By the end, the QT was earning an impressive average daily of $842. Another big strategy was not spreading ourselves too thin. I focused on getting one business fully stable before moving on to the next. Once the QT had solid interior design, product selection, and staffing, Irene had enough extra income to invest in a second venture, Horroc Farmers. I used the same product selection strategy: high demand, low provider count, and low cost. We launched Horroc Farmers with apples and lettuce, eventually expanding to carrots, flowers, tomatoes, pears, bananas, fresh food, and wine. By the end of the challenge, the produce store was bringing in a daily average of $2,874. Some extra strategies that I used that made a big difference would be marketing. I always aim to keep marketing at least 50% to drive consistent foot traffic. Also, smart pricing. Prices were raised slightly when we were the only provider and lowered if competition increased or demand dropped. Also, we used efficient labor. Irene split shifts with employees and even took on cleaning and delivery herself to keep costs low. We also aimed for high traffic buildings. With the highest traffic index, more foot traffic equals more potential customers. We also applied the minimalist living. Irene didn't spend on housing early on. She slept in grocery stores, business school, and parks until the business could sustain her needs. We also used cheap transportation. She stuck to walking and the subway. No fancy cars, just dedication and grit. And look at her now. Our girl Irene didn't just build businesses, she built a whole new life. Through hard work, smart strategy, and a little bit of hustle, Irene has officially upgraded her quality of life. She bought herself a car, moved into her own apartment, furnished it with style, and is finally living comfortably. Not only that, but she's even made enough money to treat herself a little. Yes, she's been spotted at the casino playing smart and making a little extra cash on the side to reinvest into her growing empire. From sleeping in parks to running two successful businesses and living her best life. This is the power of big ambitions, strategy, and consistency. If you enjoyed this challenge and watching Irene's glow up, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what kind of challenge or gameplay you would like to see next. Until next time, stay cozy and keep building your dreams. Bye.